It was the fall of 1976, and I was a freshman in college. My boyfriend's name was Fred Rickey, the boyfriend at the time. He said to me one Thursday afternoon, "Lisa, do you have any plans for the weekend, like Friday night and Saturday?" And I thought to myself, well, Friday night I'm free. Saturday I should study. So I said to him, "No, I don't have plans." He said, "Well, I want to take you somewhere." I said, "Where?" He said, "Well, I'll tell you tomorrow." So he picked me up, and we went to the local municipal airport. I said, "Where are we going?" He said, "Well, we're not really going anywhere. I'm going to skydive, and I wanted you to be there for support." And I'm like, sounds great to me, as long as I didn't have to do it. So back in the day, when you went skydiving, you didn't go tandem like you do now. You went alone, solo, all by yourself. So Friday night, 7 to 10, was the crash course on skydiving. I sat in the back, and halfway through, the instructor came to me. He said, "Lisa, you look really bored. Why don't you take this chute and learn how to pack it? Come on up here, and we'll show you how to do this." So I did. I packed a chute, and he looked at it and came out fine. And so I went back to my seat. Time goes on, and at the very end, it's time to prepare for the landing. So he brings out a table about yay high. My challenge was getting on the table. Getting off was okay at that time. It was 1976. Try to do it now, I don't think I could do that. So you had to jump off the table and roll. I jumped off the table and I rolled, and this was easy. So we're done with the course. The next morning, we go to the airport, and all the divers are getting their gear on. And the instructor came back to me and he said, "Lisa, there's a pack of gear over there. Why don't you put it on?" I said, Did you forget that I'm the spectator? I'm not jumping out of a plane. I didn't sign on for this. I didn't pay for this." And he goes, "Well, no, you didn't, but Fred paid for you." I looked at Fred, and the expletives that came to my mind just cannot be spoken. What came out of my mouth was, "Really?" I'm thinking to myself, how do I get out of this? Then I thought about my mother, frugal Alice. Don't waste money. Well, it's not my money I'm wasting, so I don't care about that. And then one of the divers said, "Hey, girl, you can do it." And what was I thinking then? You're right. I'm going to show them that, yeah, the only girl there can do it. So I got my gear on and I got into the plane, and I'm still scared to death. They open the doors. I'm shaking like I am now. Guys start going out, pretty timed, and it's my turn. And I get to the door and I freeze. I froze. I couldn't move. I was getting ready to say, "I can't do this," when I got pushed. I don't know if it was Fred or the instructor, but I was pushed. And my mouth opened for a scream that never came out because all the wind went in my mouth, took my breath away. My lips are flapping. My cheeks are flapping. I thank God I didn't have dentures. I don't now either. I was like, my heart was racing, and all of a sudden, whoosh, the chute came out, thank God. And it slowed me down. And it put me upright. You know, you're like this for 5 seconds. And I was upright. And everything slowed down. And I calmed myself and I said, "Okay, this is where you may be able to enjoy the rest of the trip." And so I looked around, and there's this 360-degree view that you just can't imagine. And it really was wonderful. But then I realized we have to land. People die on landings. So I do what they tell you not to do. I look at the ground, and it's coming up really fast. And I'm shaking, and all of a sudden my feet hit, and I roll, and I roll, and I roll. And I end up face up. And I look up at the sky and said, man, I just came from there. And I moved my arms, I moved my legs, all my limbs, nothing hurt. I'm okay. I survived this. Thank God, because now I don't have to tell my parents. And then I said, I don't have to tell anybody. And I really never did tell anyone. You can ask my husband. He didn't find out about this until the Lancaster Story Slam topic came up. I now have a fear of heights. Honey, that's where it came from. And I will always remember Fred Rickey.